I see a lot of arrogancy in some of the Israelite communities. I see now that some of these Israelite camps are growing, I see a lot more ego involved now. A lot more, this is the way, I'm right, you're wrong kind of attitude. You know, and I love my Hebrew Israelite brothers, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? They don't mean no ill intent, but it's just that when you allow doctrine to supersede yourself, to supersede your service than on the others, we got a problem. And I see a lot of arrogancy in some of these camps, thinking that their way is the right way and all this, and come to our camp, that camp don't do it right over there. But all them camps is kind of off, man. I'll tell you straight up, if you want the truth, study nature, study creation. After you do that, you would have to find a book that synchronizes with creation. If your book goes against creation, you got to question the book. In creation, we have vortexian currents that we could see. Hurricanes, cyclones, tornadoes, whirlwinds. That's a sign of vortexian current. In the Oahspe, it says that before I created any physical, seeable body, I created the vortex first. In Oahspe, it says that the vortex is the first aspect of creation. Now, if this is the first aspect of creation, how can the Bible leave this out? That's important. How are you going to talk about creation and leave out the most important aspect of creation? That's why the creation account in the Bible is false, because it doesn't express the vortex first. If it expressed the vortex first, then you can have a better understanding of how creation come about. And like I said, you can see the vortex expressed in nature. So Oahspe talks about the vortex being the first cause of creation, and creation shows us the vortex. So that goes hand in hand. In the Bible, it said in the beginning, let there be light. But when we look at light, light is a manufacture. It has to be produced. How do you produce light? Oahspe gives that explanation that when a vortex is created, it draws in the minerals to the center of the vortex, producing warmth, heat, and light. Then comes let there be light. So if the Bible was genuine, it would express that the vortex produces light. It just doesn't say let there be light and there's light. That's some shit a child will believe when you don't have to prove and explain nothing. But if you say let there be light and there's a light in the sky, you gotta explain how that light was manufactured. Down here, if we want to create a fire, we gotta put two sticks and create the fire. We just can't say let there be fire. No, it don't work like that in reality. It works like that in belief, in theory, in hypothesis. But in reality and actual fact, you gotta produce. You gotta show and prove how light is generated. And Oahspe lays that out. So when it comes to creation, Oahspe goes hand in hand. It shows, the book shows the actual fact of how creation is manifested. While in the Bible, it gives you a 7-day account. God rested on the 6th day. See, all that comes from fallen angels. But the reason you're having a hard time accepting it is because it's the first chapters in your Bible. It's how your book starts off, Genesis. So when you realize that the devil, or Satan, got you hook, line, and sinker from the jump, it's hard to break from that. It's hard to break that chain for those who's headlong into that belief. Oahspe exposed that as the works of fallen angels. So Oahspe is giving you your biblical account of how it came about by fallen angels, and then it gives you an account of creation as essentially how it happens. So how you gonna rival that? What you got against a book that got your book in it and it got the essence of creation? How you gonna rival that? That's why a lot of y'all cats don't want to debate me with the Oahspe, because when I show that and illustrate that, it ain't too much more to say. Look at all the videos I done laid out, explaining and breaking this down. It's hard to go against that. It's hard to go against that, especially when you never took the time out to read it yourself. And then when you got a brother saying, I'll challenge you on that information, and you don't step up to the plate. And this ain't got nothing to do with ego, ain't got nothing to do with pride. I don't even move like that. If I was to move in ego and pride, I could be the baddest brother out here speaking to Oahspe. I can go up to any one of these camps and shut them down. Verse for verse, line for line, chapter for chapter, however. the way I feel, if I had to debate somebody on spirituality, I would want Malachi Z. York, because he was the only one who really took the knowledge off the planet, took it to somewhere else. And I will chop and chew Malachi Z. York with the Oahspe. If you have me with the Oahspe and Malachi Z. York with his holy tablets and the Bible, the Quran, whatever books, I'll chew his ass up. And I'm not saying that out of arrogance. I'm saying that because I know your works. I studied that. I studied the doctrines. And I do a cross comparison, and I see where each one has stronger points. And Oahspe, hands down, got all of them beat. But y'all don't want to take the challenge. Y'all don't want to read the book. Because y'all don't want to come to the fact that, damn, a Caucasian got a better solution and a better cosmology than your shit, which been standing for hundreds of thousands of years. That right there will fuck with your psychology, because you still caught up in the carnal world. Even when you read the Oahspe, the author John Nubro, he told you that I was told to do this by angels. He ain't come up with none of that shit. Read it. He'd tell you that himself. He ain't come up with none of the literature in the Oahspe. He was just used as a vessel, just like all the prophets was used as vessels to get the point and the word across. The book is here now. Can't run from it. They didn't comprehend it back in the early 1800s. They looking at the book like this is an astonishing piece of work. But a lot of the book is still being cracked now. A lot of people don't even know of the book, and it's been here close to 200 years. So when you're dealing with spirituality and you come outside your world, expect you're gonna encounter people who won't have a knowledge of things that you may not know of. And you gotta be humble and wise. You can't be arrogant and prideful all the time. A lot of Israelites are very prideful and egotistic. You sit me down in a controlled environment, verse for verse, and I'll show you their demons come out. I'll bring out the demons in religious people. When I sit them down and we have a structured debate, you will see the demons come out of them, because there's demons living in them. There's fallen angels living in them. See, each false god have a host of angels that do his abiding. And their duty is to inspire people to continue that false god's abidings. And the way you know that person is inspired by a false angel or a false messenger is through their actions. Simple and plain. That's how I know you inspired by fallen angels, the false messiahs and false prophets, is your actions. What you believe, what you confess tells it all. If you sit me down in a controlled environment, verse for verse, line for line, Oahspe versus any holy book, and you're going to see the demons come out them boys. Just like when niggas was in the presence of Jesus, Jesus calling out demons. Because it's not the people, it's the engrafted spirits holding possession to them people. Like, yo, this is my prized possession. You ain't fucking this up for me. And Jesus like, nah, get out of here. Boom. Demon leave. Person feels relief. Like, oh man, I feel like my chest feel lighter. Yeah, because that spirit been holding you down. So you got to wake up to this reality, man. You got to become a universalist. You got to become open-minded. This is the age of information. There's a lot of information out there, and you got to get it. Because the truth can be right up under your foot, and you're ignoring it because you believe that only the Bible is the way. That's so ignorant and naive in 2017. Come on. I just want to touch on that for a second.